Chapter 1. The first key. An open mind. A mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work if it's not open. Frank Zappa. Keep open to new opportunities, and as they arise, take positive steps to meet them. Napoleon Hill. An open mind opens the door for success. The author. An open mind toward all subjects at all times. In order to grow and prosper in life, you must have an open mind. You must be receptive to new possibilities and new ideas if you want to have new experiences. That is what this book is all about. In order to become the person that you dream of becoming, you have to keep an open mind. You must be willing to let go of outdated concepts that no longer serve you in order to make room for new perspectives that will help you to thrive. Many people want to see changes in their lives, but cling so tightly to current habits of mind that they cannot progress. Here's a story to illustrate how you will benefit from keeping an open mind. Howard Schultz grew up in a Brooklyn housing project and was the first member of his family to go to college. After graduating from Northern Michigan University, he worked as a salesman for Xerox Corporation before landing a job marketing European coffee makers. Because a gourmet coffee store in Seattle was buying a lot of his merchandise, he went there to find out why this small store was selling so many of his company's machines. When he first walked into Starbucks, Schultz knew the store had a lot of potential. He felt that he could help the owners advance their brand and expand the good thing they already had going. At first, the owners were resistant, but with open minds, they eventually agreed to hire Howard as their director of marketing after he showed tremendous persistence. At the time when Howard joined Starbucks, they only sold coffee beans, tea leaves, and related accessories. They were not yet a cafe where you could buy a cup of coffee. That was about to change. Early in his Starbucks employment, Howard went on a buying trip to Milan, Italy, where he was deeply impressed by the number of neighborhood coffee bars he saw. He knew that such coffee bistros would be a success in the United States as well. Howard Schultz's open mind enabled him to let go of the old vision he had of Starbucks in order to make room for new ideas regarding the company's growth and expansion. Under his guidance, Starbucks has become a multinational business and has benefited millions of people around the world. Howard and his associates had open minds about their enterprise's future direction. Thoughts are things. They are seeds that, when nurtured, grow into the physical reality of our lives. The first important idea I want to impress upon your open mind is that thoughts are actual things. Thoughts are the creative impulses that cause the effects in our lives. Before Starbucks ever served a cup of gourmet coffee to a single customer, Howard Schultz first conceived of the idea. His thoughts were the cause that affected the company's growth and expansion. In fact, all things in the material world exist first as thoughts before they become manifest. In order for our outer world to change, we must first change our thoughts or our inner world. Look around the room you're in and realize that everything you see there was first an idea in someone's mind. The physical world that we call quote-unquote real is actually the materialized form of people's thoughts. This book focuses on learning how to cause the effects that you most desire by learning how to use your thoughts productively. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield had the thought of opening an ice cream parlor together. That thought became the company we know as Ben & Jerry's. Bill Gates and Paul Allen thought about creating powerful software together that would change and revolutionize the computer industry. The 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence thought of a new country where their ideals of freedom could be realized. The thoughts we think are the causes for the effects in our lives. Now that I've got your attention and now that your mind is open, let's talk about what success is and what success is not. So what is success? Success involves spending your life doing, being, and having everything you want. Success means contributing to the whole life system in a way that benefits others as well as yourself. True success never comes at the expense of others doing, being, or having what they want in life. In fact, true success always involves helping others. It has a ripple effect of increase to all those connected to it. True success brings you freedom and peace of mind. What success does not depend on? Many of us have false beliefs about how people become rich, successful, talented, and influential. This section will demonstrate what things do not lead to success so that we can have an open mind and a fresh understanding of how to live the life of our dreams. The 10 most common myths about great success. Myth number 1, luck. Do you think that it was just by good luck that Colonel Harlan David Sanders created Kentucky Fried Chicken? That Coach Phil Jackson has won the most NBA titles? Or that Nelson Mandela became the president of South Africa after he was sentenced to life in prison? Do you think that people who come up short in life are simply victims of bad luck? Colonel Sanders owned a roadside service station for most of his life in Corbin, Kentucky, where he cooked his famous fried chicken. When a new interstate was built, it rerouted traffic away from his service station, and he was forced to close his business as he was approaching his retirement. Needing to continue earning money, he came up with a plan and followed through on it. His subsequent success stemmed from deliberate action, not good luck. Good fortune is something that you create for yourself by developing your natural abilities and then acting upon opportunities. Doors will open for you when you follow your passion and take action, as did Colonel Sanders and all other successful people. Listening to this audiobook is an action that will produce results. Myth number 2, you're born into it. If being born rich determined your destiny, everyone who started off rich would continue to be rich, and everyone born poor would continue to be poor. If parents being successful automatically made their offspring successful, every successful person would have successful children, and all ordinary people would have ordinary children. In life, this is clearly not the case. Marlon Brando was one of the most successful actors of his time. If our success depends on our parents' success, Brando's children would have been as successful as their father. But this was not the case. His son Christian spent time in jail for murdering his sister's boyfriend in 1990. He then died of pneumonia at the relatively young age of 49. Brando's daughter Cheyenne committed suicide, leaving behind her 5-year-old son when she was only 25. In stark contrast, Oprah Winfrey was born to an impoverished and teenage single mother in rural Mississippi. The house where she was born had no running water. She also experienced sexual abuse as a child. If success is something we are born into, how did Oprah become so rich, famous, and influential? The answer is that our parents do not have nearly as much to do with our success as we do. Where you start in life does not determine where you will end up. Myth number 3, talent. Many people think that you are born with natural talents or gifts that make you successful. This too is not true. Many highly talented people never achieve a sustained level of success, and many average people become hugely successful. There is a partial truth to this myth, but not quite the way it's often understood. See, we are all born with some natural talents and abilities. In order to become extremely successful, we must develop these natural talents, as this book will teach you to do. Water your seeds of greatness, as it were.